A young and impressionable moth once set her heart on a certain star. She told her mother about this, and she counseled her to set her heart on a bridge lamp instead. "Stars aren't the thing to hang around," she said. "Lamps are the thing to hang around." "You get somewhere that way," said the moth's father. "You don't get anywhere chasing stars." But the moth would not heed the words of either parent.
Some people get very nervous when others try to do something out of the ordinary. I'm already looked at as being too wild or different for my own good or age. The personal chide most often applied to women like me is, "Who does she think she is?" On December 15, 2001, standing at ground zero before the awful destruction of September 11th, I thought about the lives destroyed and of the dreams lost. I was grateful to be alive and to be in New York to follow my dream. I was originally supposed to be in New York on 13th of September, but everything had changed now. Only the dream remained the same. I was going to dance with the Rockettes. Not in my dreams, but for real, in New York, and at the age of 50. My husband Steve found the Rockette Experience masterclass on the internet and gave it to me for my birthday. I have been in love with Steve, a.k.a. Honeybun, since I was 15 and he was 16. This sealed the deal.
Every evening at dusk, when the star came out, the moth would start flying toward it. And every morning at dawn, she would crawl back home, worn out with her vain endeavor. One day, her father said to her, "You haven't burned a wing in months, girl, and it looks to me as if you were never going to. All your brothers have been badly burned flying around street lamps, and all your sisters have been terribly singed flying around house lamps. Come on now, get out there and get yourself scorched. A moth of your age without a mark on her."
The dream is about 45 years old. I'm 5 and napping in my parents' bedroom. Annette Funicello and the Mouseketeers are all around me, encouraging me to be one of them. I want desperately to be a Mouseketeer. And when I'm 7, it's Holiday on Ice that enchants me. Skating in the show are my aunt and uncle and 2 cousins, about my age. My aunt looks like a showgirl. She's sexy and gorgeous, not like the mothers in my neighborhood. I yearn to be in show business, even with no discernible talent. I beg for dance lessons, but they're not in the cards for a struggling family of 6. Later, I settle for performing as a cheerleader instead, my answer to being a showgirl. Finally, as an adult, I'm able to take dance lessons. It's a small step, but first step toward my dream. Ballet and Irish step dancing are my dance forms. So that the New York experience doesn't overwhelm me physically, I work out religiously using the Rockette fitness tape. I take 12 tap classes and discover how hard it really is. I also take jazz dance classes and work with professional ballerinas. Ready or not, here I come. And then I'm in New York, in the very room where the Rockettes have rehearsed since 1932. Not only am I older than all the other dancers, the youngest is only 9, I am older than their mothers. Some even ask me where my daughter is, but I've been waiting years for this, and nothing is going to interfere with this experience.
The moth left her father's house, but she would not fly around street lamps, and she would not fly around house lamps. She went right on trying to reach the star, which was 4 1/3 light years, or 25 trillion miles away. The moth thought it was just caught in the top branches of an elm.
There is so much to absorb in such a short time. We have to learn 3 routines for the mock audition, which is really our final exam. The Rockette teachers keep saying, "We know you all know how to dance and do all these steps, so we'll just work on some of the finer points." Yeah, sure, sort of. The tap dancing is very hard for me. There is more than once when I wonder, what am I doing here? In the jazz routine, we incorporate sexy leg and arm moves. Understanding the concept and having actually had sex, I have something over on the 9 to 12-year-olds. When we start practicing the high kicks that the Rockettes are famous for, it feels like a cheerleading routine to me, and I understand the breaks and switches and head moves. And now, the big moment has arrived. We are grouped, and each one will go through a mock audition in the 3 routines: tap, jazz, and kick. I remind myself that through it all, a Rockette will smile, smile, smile.
She never did reach the star, but she went right on trying night after night. And when she was a very, very old moth, she began to think that she really had reached the star, and she went around saying so. This gave her a deep and lasting pleasure, and she lived to a great old age. Her parents and her brothers and sisters had all been burned to death when they were quite young.
I've been at Radio City Music Hall since noon, and it's now 7 p.m. Even the young girls are pooped, so my Rockette regulation eye-high kicks are not exactly eye-high in this routine, but they were as high as anyone else's in the audition line. Along with the very good on the evaluation form were words that I'm requesting to be on my tombstone: great smile and great kicks. If they were just being kind to an elder, I'll still take it. I lived my dream. What could be more important?
Moral: who flies afar from the sphere of our sorrow is here today and here tomorrow.